So the ministry at the moment has 4 divisional councillors. In the next submission, the next financial year, we want to fill up the 9 district, there should be 9 district councils, and also to have the councils in the large secondary and primary school. Because we see you'll note that the number of students that are in the school, especially in urban centers, there are many. So there's some kind of overcrowdedness in the classroom at the moment, and that put pressure on the teachers as well. So by listening. Number 2 is the collection of data. So we conduct the drug data survey every year during the Ida diet, as mentioned by Ms. Kalezi. From that data, we find out that in the last 3 years, the drug use in schools, primary and secondary, seem to increase. Last 2021, we have about 2,400, 2,800 in 2022, 3,500 cases in last year. So the trend is increasing, even though the numbers is less, the percentage, because the percentage is less than 2% when we compare to 200,000 students all over Fiji. The percentage is less, but the trend is increasing, and that is worrying. From that data, we are able to target the schools or the district, education district, which has high cases of drugs. And then we visit the school, do awareness, and also conduct training to the teachers and the child protection officers on how well they can support the students in school. But one of the things that we find out during counseling is this. The students, when they go and do illicit drugs, or when they go and smoke marijuana or meth, they're going to do meth or even cocaine, they started off with illicit drugs, cigarette, tobacco product. They started off with drinking angwana, alcohol. Because they experience and they go through this every day, sometimes they think they did is normal. Because all the student clients that we see who are doing drugs, none of them started off with smoking marijuana straight away. No. They started off with these legal drugs. And then they continue to increase, and then they start to try, because part of growing up is for them to experiment things. So one of the things that we would like to suggest, if in the community or in our villages, how are we going to protect our children from these legal drugs, we can say? We are targeting illicit drugs here. Illicit drugs. But how about the illicit drugs, the ones that are legalized? If we can stop that and protect them from that, that can be one way in which we can help them not to do other types of drugs. And moreover, the ministry, you will be aware that whenever addressing drugs in school, we have the policies and the acts that we follow. The Education Act, the Crime Act, the Illicit Drug Control Act, Substance Abuse Advisory Act, the Child Welfare Act, and we have the school drug policy, we have the school counseling policy, and the school behavioral management policy, and the child protection. These policies are used by the teachers in school. If there are cases coming up, then they have to intervene using these policies as a guide. And in the curriculum, we have drug themes and topics covered in primary school, healthy living, and also in secondary school, the family life education. So in the review of the curriculum, current review of curriculum, the topics of drugs is going to be included and expanded so that all these illicit drugs can also be included. And apart from that, we have the training program that we conduct every year. So what we are doing now is to try and empower our students. Instead of targeting all of the parents, we empower students with leadership skills, building their characters, decision-making skills, problem-solving skills, and coping skills, because the important thing is for them to know how they look after their mental health. When they go through a difficult experience, how do they cope? When they feel sad, how do they cope? When they feel worried, how do they cope? These are all the things, the negative emotion that they experience. Sometimes it can drive them to do a lot of negative things if we do not guide them properly. So leadership training, teachers, child protection officers training, and also faith-based training, and also community leaders training. And apart from that, we also have the awareness program in schools, and also community continue nearly every week. And also we also using social media platform and the multimedias on spreading the information, and of course the International Day Against Drug Abuse, Illicit Trafficking that is normally commemorated every year on 26th of June. This is a national program for all the schools in Fiji where they create awareness on the dangers of drugs. And we thank all our stakeholders for the support that they've been giving us, especially our partners, DFAT, in the provision of the refurbishment of our counseling hub, and also UNICEF, UNODC, UNESCO, and other NGOs that are providing counseling. These are all our stakeholders and other ministries, of course, that provide support.